Here we are. This is Private Practice Live, complete with fluffy yoga hair and no makeup, and ready to talk into being in private practice. Because let's face it, it's not always sunshine, unicorns, and rainbows. But it's a Monday, and I hope that you have had a good weekend full of rest, relaxation, replenishment. I certainly needed that on the weekend. I'm not sure if many of you saw, I posted my unavailability on Friday. I had become quite unwell with yet a third day of a migraine and gave myself permission to not work. So I don't know if you have people living with chronic health conditions in your world. If you do, chances are most of them are pushing through stuff. It's very rare that I meet people who just want to curl up in a ball or in the fetal position. Sometimes we choose to do that, and when we do that, please take notice, because for most of us living with chronic health conditions, to actually acknowledge that things are pretty bad is tough. And I was very vulnerable putting that post out on Friday, and but I really wanted to speak into my sense of shame around not being well enough to work. And I've got more talking and thinking and ideas I want to post about that, particularly as the world moves towards acknowledgement that the way we care for ourselves is really the crux of how we're going to survive in this VUCA world. And it's really been interesting for me because I've been watching quite a lot of Facebook activity while I had my month off, and that gave me a perspective to look at new people coming into communities, or people now selling different products and services, and the shift and the change that often happens. And I'm noticing a considerable decrease in words like hustle, and a lot more increase in words like alignment. And I think that subtle shift is anyone who has been in this space, in this coaching and consulting space for any length of time, start to realize that the push, drive, goals, ambition, it becomes detrimental. That it's great for a short period of time in short bursts for a specific reason in your life, but it's not a sustainable way to live. And I have had some very successful, high-powered people who've run multi-million-dollar international companies on the entrepreneurial speaking circuit in my clinical practice, who have actually reflected this back to me going, I wish I'd known what you were telling me, Joe, 10 years ago when I started this business, and maybe I wouldn't be in this mess that I am. So if you are feeling like hustle is turning into hassle, please listen to that. Please listen to that. It's not an excuse, however, to not do the things that need to be done. It's a call for us to find a way to do things that work well for us. Because self-care is not a prescription. It is something that we need to find that works for us. And yes, there's lots of people around who can give us ideas and can help us think through that and give us perspective around what's going to work for us, and we can learn from the experience of others. But ultimately, your self-care won't be a prescription. It'll be something that you find is going to work for you. So that's prompted another curious lot of thinking for me. And that thinking is around, what do you expect? If you are working with a coach or a consultant, or you're paying somebody to give you strategic advice or any advice or speak into your world, what do you expect them to be doing as a minimum for their own professional development and personal development? I would really love some discussion around this on this topic. I really would like to know what people's expectations are and whether or not you've actually thought about it. Because I know it's really easy to go and look for a coach that has got the results. We all want to work with people who get results. That is awesome. Results are the key. Who doesn't, you're going to pay money and maybe something's going to happen. You want to know that results are available to you as well. But I'm just curious, because I have had conversations in the past week, and I've got more conversations, and these are talking conversations, video conversations, email conversations, where coaches or business advisors or consultants are admitting to me that they haven't done any personal or professional development to help them build their skills and knowledge base for sometimes up to 4 years. And as clinicians, if we did that, we'd get pretty stale. So I'm wondering if we have a similar expectation of this coaching, consulting, mentoring community. And I'd be just curious to know what it is that's important to you. If you have used these services, or if you're thinking about using these services, what is it that you think people like myself should be, at a minimum, offering you in terms of making sure that I keep my skills and knowledge up to date and that I'm keeping fresh? Curiouser and curiouser. So please, I'd love to hear your responses to this. Please drop a comment below, or send me an email or private message if you're a little bit shy about doing this. I think it's a really good question and a very useful question for us to be answering. Maybe you've never thought about it before. Maybe it's like, wow, I've never thought about that before. I wonder what I could ask for, or I wonder what I could expect. Particularly in an environment that is so deregulated, and we don't have the boards of ethics and registration processes that we do as therapists or health professionals. Just got me thinking. Don't know about you, but this week I have got some pretty full on business development and marketing meetings, which is awesome. And I'm looking forward to cheering on my 5 favorite people community, letting them know what's going on this week, so we can be like, rah, 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 and supporting and cheering each other on. But it's going to make the daily participation in providing this as private practice a little tricky for me, because I have decided that these meetings, when they're finished in the afternoon, that I'm not going to go back to my city-based office and try and push out another 3 hours of work. I'm actually going to get on the train and make my way home, so that I'm actually finishing work at a more reasonable hour for myself. There are some things that need to change. I am not living with a 3-day migraine like I did last week. So I doubt that we will get a This is Private Practice again now until Thursday. My Thursday. For some of you, it will be Wednesday, but that's okay. That will be pretty cool. Oh, some people are watching. Facebook has just let me know that. That's just interesting. Fabulous. Thank you, Beck and Linda, for being a part of this conversation. Oh, Linda, thank you for tagging my sister. I'm sure she's very busy with all things homeschooling, because wow, homeschooling 4 people. Jeez. Anywho, my sister's awesome. There's no way I could do that. Anyway, until Thursday, this is Private Practice. Go be your awesome self.